My child, stop right now. I am not speaking to a crowd. I am not speaking to whoever happens to be near. I am speaking to you. And I am asking for 1 minute of your full attention, not half of your mind while the rest wanders elsewhere. Everyone right now here, I don't talk over you like this for no reason. You were getting things done quickly. Things that came to mind were already the next thing and the next thing after that. Then you stopped for a moment. You couldn't explain the pull, you felt a sense that this moment was more important than the others. It wasn't by chance, that was me. I set up this moment. I got rid of the noise so you could hear me. I've seen you say no to 100 quiet invitations and tell yourself you'll come back later. The word later is now one you use all the time. This time I didn't whisper from far away, I walked right into your way. Don't let fear take over. I know that the first thing you do when something seems this serious is to brace yourself. You've been warned before by people who didn't love you. Pressure was put on you by people who use time as a weapon. I'm not going to do that. You're not in trouble. Someone is trying to get in touch with you. Be careful, my child. Urgency does not mean danger. It's important to be urgent. It means that you should stop for something. It's not that a shepherd hates sheep that he doesn't shout. He yells because he can see the edge of the cliff, but the sheep doesn't. I just spoke up because I love you too much to keep quiet, and I can see things you can't. Please hear me right. You don't have to follow any rules or put on a show for this. You don't have to prove your faith or get in shape before you come near me. Take all of that away. This is about your life, the way it's going, and the weight your heart has been carrying by itself. Please stop for a moment, so that you can see there is more than one part of you that is tired, and I know it near the spot where hope should live. You've learned how to get things done when you're not connected to yourself. Being still makes you feel heavy, so you keep busy. Being still makes you think about the things you've been putting off. I am in the stillness, though. I'm not there to stress you out. I'm here to hold you steady. You were not made just to get through the day. They were made for you to be alive inside them. There is a difference between living a life and just getting through it. You felt that difference getting bigger. You wake up, go to work, and do what needs to be done. Somewhere along the way, you stopped connecting with your soul. I saw it. There's been a hint for a while now. This needs to be done right away. Not because something bad is about to hit you, though. It needs to be done right away because something good is trying to start and new things need care. A seed that isn't cared for won't grow. Nobody ever walks through a door without being seen. You are being tried by something right now. I won't let hurry get in the way of it. Please wait a minute. Do not hold yourself up. Take a deeper breath. Don't think about what will happen next all the time. Right now, you don't need to solve anything. You don't need to make a choice today. Just pay attention, and just listening is enough to start. I've heard the prayers you didn't say out loud. I've seen how tired you look while you act strong every morning. I know how you handle your confusion in a way that makes no one worry about you. I haven't been kept from any of it. People have made you feel like they don't see you, but I have never seen you. Let me make this clear, I'm not mad at you. I'm not scolding you with a list of all the things you've done wrong. I'm not going to wait for you to get better before I get close. Your heart is getting my attention. The real one, the one that goes below the things you say when people ask you how you are. I'm the only one who can understand that heart's cry for help. And I'm not answering with noise or show. I'm answering with presence, with the truth being told to you right when you were ready to hear it. That you have asked me more than once if I'm real. If I still care, and if you've gone too far, think about this. My answer: I'm here. I care, and you're not too far away. You've never gone too far. It doesn't matter what you do next, because everything will fall apart if you turn away. But because this is the start of something, and starts are easy to miss. Life will go on if you quickly drift back. There won't be any big events. That is the very thing that makes drifting so dangerous. The most expensive losses are the ones you don't even notice until years later. That's not what I want for you. I want you to be awake. You need to be here. Instead of running your life from afar, I want you to feel it again. That's why I stopped you. That's why I carry this much weight when I speak. Love that never gets in the way isn't love. Love says, not this way. Come here. Listen, so stay with me now. Do not reach for the next distraction. Do not tell yourself you'll return to this when things calm down, because you and I both know that calm never seems to come. The moment is now. The word is now. And what I am about to speak over the rest of this time together has been prepared for you specifically with a care you have not yet imagined. 1 minute of true listening can turn a day. 1 day can turn a life. You have already given me the minute. Now let me show you what I stopped you for. If your heart is still listening, declare your aim to me now. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission grows into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. But more than your support, we want your presence. When you head to our community through the link in the description or the pinned comment, you aren't just visiting a site. This is a sanctuary where you can post your prayer requests, lift up the burdens of others, and engage in daily discussions with a family that speaks the language of. You are entering a community of like-minded believers. Faith. Whether you are joining one of our membership tiers for deeper study, sowing a seed of faith, or simply joining our daily morning prayers, you are helping us build a global altar of worship. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through a community that stands together. Each gift you give acts as living water for those in our community seeking healing and hope. Give and it will be given to you, is the promise that sustains our shared mission. I invite you now to step out of the shadows and into this circle of prayer. Come with purpose, join the conversation, and plant your seed in fertile ground. Let's open the heavens together. Release your seed today. Join our community and see what God brings back into your life. Now, let me tell you why I stepped in. I do not break into a life carelessly. When I stop you this directly, it is because I see something you cannot yet see. I saw the direction your heart was drifting. I saw the weight you were about to pick up without noticing. I saw the quiet ways you were beginning to disconnect from your own soul. You were about to be pulled away again, not by anything dramatic. Not by anything that looks dangerous from the outside. By the slow kind of distraction that feels harmless. Another task, another hour of noise, another stretch of wandering from one thing to the next without ever landing anywhere. Those are the distractions that steal the most because they never announce what they are taking. Distraction did not enter your life as an enemy. It came dressed as relief. You were carrying too much, so you reached for anything that let your mind rest. Noise to cover the silence, movement to avoid the stillness. Business to keep the harder questions at arm's length. I understand why you are not being careless. You are tired. But I need you to see what it has been costing you. When your attention is always pulled outward, your inner life grows quiet. Not because it disappears, but because it is ignored. Slowly you stop noticing what you feel. You stop noticing what you need. You stop noticing when something inside you is asking for care. And when awareness fades, life begins to feel shallow even when it is full. You have felt this already. Prayer is harder to hold on to than it used to be. Silence feels restless instead of peaceful. Your thoughts scatter the moment you try to gather them. You can be surrounded by people and activity and still feel strangely far from yourself. This is not spiritual failure, my child. It is what happens when a heart is never still long enough to listen. Numbness is the danger I stepped in to interrupt. Not sin in the way you usually think of it. Numbness, the slow falling asleep to your own life. If I had stayed silent, you would not have collapsed. Nothing would have shattered. You would simply have kept going, promising yourself you would slow down someday, while someday kept moving further away. That is how a life goes missing, not in one terrible decision, but in 10,000 small postponements. You were about to postpone yourself again. Postpone the rest you need. Postpone the honesty you owe your own heart. Postpone the moment of finally standing still before me. I have watched that pattern long enough, so I interrupted it. Understand what my interruption is. It is not punishment, it is protection. It is mercy arriving before damage settles in and becomes habit. A father who sees his child walking toward a hidden pit does not wait politely for a better moment to speak. He calls out at once with force because he loves. I called out to you today for the same reason. I have always warned the ones I love. I warned Noah not to frighten him, but to save him and his household from the flood. I warned Lot, and my warning pulled him out of a city already falling. I warned Israel through voice after voice, not because I enjoyed correction, but because I longed for closeness with them. Every warning I have ever spoken was an invitation to life. This one is no different. Some voices in your past used fear to control you. They made urgency feel like a trap closing around you. So when you sense weight in my words, part of you braces for condemnation. Release that fear pushes, but love invites. Fear creates panic, but love creates clarity. What I am speaking carries weight. Yes, it does not carry harm. If I did not care, I would let you drift. Silence would be easier. But I am not a distant God who watches from far off while his children slowly go numb. I am present. I am attentive. Look at how you have been living, not with shame, but with honest eyes, rising. Rushing, carrying, managing, answering. Everyone's needs while quietly setting. I speak when speaking is needed, and I refuse to watch you live at a distance from your own heart without saying a word. Aside your own soul like a task for later. You have learned to survive impressively. But survival mode was never meant to be permanent. It keeps you functioning while slowly sealing off the deep places where joy and purpose lie. I did not interrupt you because you were doing something wrong. I interrupted you because you were about to miss something right, something necessary, something that could not wait for a more convenient season. There is a turning point resting inside this very moment. And turning points are gentle things. They do not force themselves. They wait to be noticed, and they pass quietly when they are not. So, I made sure you noticed. I slowed you down. I let certain plans stall and certain moments stretch so that you would be exactly here, exactly now, with just enough openness to hear me. You may call that coincidence. If you wish, I call it care. I have been arranging this conversation for longer than you know. Here is what I ask of you in return. Stay awake through the rest of this word. Do not let your mind slip back into its old habit of drifting when truth comes close. Every time you feel the pull to escape into noise, recognize it for what it is and choose to remain with me instead. That single choice repeated will change more in you than you can currently imagine. You were not stopped by accident today. You were interrupted by love. Let that settle into you before we go further. Because everything I am about to say next rests on it. I see you. I know exactly where you are. And I have come to you there, not to scold you, but to bring you back to life. Say, I hear you, Lord. If this word has found you awake, my child, this is not the first time I have spoken to you. You have heard me before, not always with this clarity, not with this weight. But you have heard me. My voice has brushed against your heart many times, gently, patiently, never forcing its way in. I spoke in whispers because whispers invite closeness. I wanted you to lean toward me, not pull away. Think back. There was a sudden pause before a decision that made no sense to you at the time. An uneasy feeling when everything looked fine on the surface. A quiet thought that kept returning no matter how often you dismissed it. You called it restlessness. You called it overthinking. It was neither. It was discernment waking up inside you. It was me. There were moments when you knew you should stop and you kept going. Moments when you felt moved to speak and you stayed silent. Moments when you sensed a change was needed and you told yourself the timing was wrong. You postponed what you felt because postponing seemed safer than responding. You promised yourself you would listen later when life slowed down, when you felt stronger. Hear this clearly, I do not condemn you for any of it. I never did. I know how loud responsibilities become. I know how easily a whisper is lost when everything else is shouting. You were not rebellious. You were cautious and worn out doing what you thought you had to do to keep everything standing. I saw the reason behind every delay and I stayed. There were also times when you heard me and moved only halfway. You acknowledged the feeling but did not act on it. You said, I will think about it. Partial listening is still listening, my child, but it leaves work unfinished and unfinished things return. That is why some of what I say today will feel familiar. It has been waiting for you. I am not replaying these moments to shame you. I am showing you something important. My voice has been consistent even when your response was delayed. I did not stop speaking because you did not answer. I did not withdraw because you hesitated. Every ignored nudge was followed by another softer or stronger shape to reach you where you were. That is what faithfulness looks like. My child, I am asking you to place a portion of what you have, something of real weight, upon the altar of this work, as gold laid on the scales of this calling. Let it be a seed sown into deep water, an offering set on stone, not held back in fear. This is proof that your trust rests in my hand to provide, and that your heart no longer clings to lack. What you release in faith does not leave your life. It moves ahead of you into the harvest I am preparing. Every seed you plant in this mission will grow into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Every gift you give is like a stream of living water that flows into the life of someone who needs to hear what you just heard. This is not a donation. It is a living act of faith that shapes what comes back to you. Give, and it will be given to you is not just a verse. It is a promise that moves ahead of you into everything I am preparing. Now let your faith speak. Declare your amen in the comments below. Not as a word, but as an agreement with what heaven is doing in your life today. Let your amen be the sound of your spirit saying yes to everything I have planned for you. Now understand why my voice has grown louder. It is not anger. You have not failed some hidden test. I am speaking with more force because whispers were no longer reaching you through the noise. Life grew louder around you. Distraction grew stronger. The familiar numbness thickened, so my voice became clearer, firmer, more direct. Love adapts when conditions change. Love raises its voice when a whisper would be lost. A repeated call is not rejection. It is mercy when something returns to your awareness again and again. It is not an accident when a question keeps resurfacing. When a discomfort will not resolve when the same truth finds you through different doors. It is because it still matters. I repeat myself because the door is still open. I repeat myself because there is still time. Each time you postponed listening, I stayed near. I adjusted the pace. I softened what your delay could have cost you. I guarded you from harm you never saw coming. But there comes a point when silence would do more damage than interruption. When love must speak plainly, even if it lands with discomfort. You are standing at that point now. That is why today does not feel like the other days. And here is something you must not miss. The fact that you have heard me before means you are able to hear me now. You are not distant. You are not cut off. You recognize my voice in this word, even faintly, and that recognition is proof that something living already exists between us. I do not speak this way to strangers. I speak this way to my own. You may feel regret rising as you remember the times you turned away. Let that regret become awareness instead of shame. Awareness sharpens the heart. Shame dulls it. I am not asking you to rely your past. I am asking you to learn what it has to teach. Those moments showed you where fear speaks loudest in you. They showed you where trust still needs to grow. Now I am asking for something different. Listen fully this time, not partially. Respond. Do not postpone. Stay present instead of drifting toward the exits. Not because I will abandon you if you fail, but because repeated delay slowly teaches a heart not to listen at all. And I want your heart alive, sensitive, and quick to respond. That kind of heart hears me everywhere. I am still calling you because I still want you close. I am still speaking because your story is still being written. This louder voice you hear today is not frustration. It is clarity. It is love refusing to be ignored one more season. You have heard me before and you are hearing me now. What you do with this moment will shape how clearly you hear me in every moment that follows. So let this call sink deeper than the others did. Do not file it away with the things you mean to get to. I am here. I am speaking and I am waiting, not with judgment, but with hope. Now listen carefully because I want you to understand what is actually at stake. It is not my love for you. My love is settled. It does not rise and fall with your performance, and it will not be withdrawn if you stumble. What is at stake is something quieter and more easily lost. Your sensitivity, your clarity, the ease with which your future unfolds. Delay carries consequences, and I tell you this in truth, not in threat. When something is meant to be faced and it is postponed again and again, the heart adjusts to carrying unresolved weight. What was once discomfort becomes normal. What once stirred you becomes background noise. Little by little, you stop noticing what your spirit has been trying to tell you. That is the danger of delay, not sudden collapse, gradual dulling. Understand the difference. Delay does not make me leave. It does not lessen my love. But it does affect how clearly you hear me, how freely you move, and how much peace you actually experience. When you keep postponing what you already sense, clarity blurs. You begin to second-guess what you once knew. You lean on distraction instead of direction. This is not punishment. It is consequence. The way ignoring hunger weakens the body. Even though food never stopped existing, there are doors open to you right now that are connected to timing. Not every door closes loudly. Some close in silence simply by no longer being reachable the way they once were. Seasons of growth, healing, and new direction do not announce when they are ending. They stay open for a while, waiting to be noticed. When noticing is postponed too long, the season turns. This does not mean everything is lost when a door closes. I am the God of new doors. But it does mean some things become harder than they needed to be. Lessons that could have been learned once must be learned again. Peace arrives later than it could have. Life feels heavier than it was ever meant to feel. I do not want that road for you. That is why I'm speaking today instead of next year. Windows close to my child. Windows of courage when your heart is brave enough to act. Windows of softness when your heart is open enough to receive. When you are aware and responsive, growth moves through you easily. When you keep saying later, something inside you learns to stay guarded. Guarded hearts survive, but you were not made merely to survive. The enemy of your soul knows all of this. His most effective lie is not a dramatic one. It is a small, reasonable whisper. There is always tomorrow. You can deal with this when things settle down. Nothing urgent is happening. He does not need you to reject me. He only needs you to postpone me, because a postponed decision is a decision he keeps winning by default day after quiet day. That is why he would love for this word to wash over you and fade. He fears what happens when you finally act. Because the moment you respond to me fully, patterns that have held you for years begin to lose their grip. Don't be surprised if a dozen other things are already pulling at your attention, telling you that this can wait. It can't. It's not that I can't wait. You've already been waiting long enough. Listen to what the difference is between panic and need. Fear tells you that everything will fall apart if you don't act right now. Urgency tells us that we need to deal with this now while it's still possible to be gentle. Fear scatters you. Need brings you together. Fearing for my kids doesn't make me talk like this, but I do talk like this. Urgency, that's how love sounds when it's real. There may not be a big choice in front of you. And you may wonder what all this weight is for. That's because big changes don't usually look dramatic. They start on the inside with a choice to listen, stop running away from stillness, and respond today instead of promising to do so tomorrow. Those quiet turns inside you tell you which paths outside of you are still open. It won't blow up if you put this word aside. Life will go on as usual. Just that is what makes ignoring it so simple and expensive. There will be a little more weight, numbness, and loss of clarity as you move forward. And these small changes add up. You would one day wonder why it seems like peace is so far away and why it's so hard to find your way. The answer would not be one big mistake. There would be the lot of small delays, but that's not the story I'm writing for you. All of this is being said while your heart can still feel it. It's worth more than you think just because you can feel it. Being numb hasn't done its job on you yet. There is still love in you, hunger in you, and a pull toward me. That pull is proof that this is the right time, not my approval is at stake. I already love you. What's at stake is whether you keep going about your days without thinking or start to move with purpose and awareness. Being aware makes a way to move forward. For years, being unaware goes around the same area. You have the open road in front of you. So don't let fear or comfort put you back to sleep. Like how morning light makes the edges of a room sharper. Let this sense of urgency sharpen you slowly. Your life is about to change in some way. It's been ready for a while. Now that you've finally paid attention, it's not long now. Follow me now. What I'm about to show you next is more painful to look at, but it's where your freedom starts. I'll hold up a mirror for you to look in while I do that. Bring it closer now. Take away all the noise until you can only hear my voice and your own heartbeat. You will see something holy that not many people ever take the time to see, the real state of your soul. Every day you see your own face. You don't see what I see below it very often. Don't be scared. I'm not holding this mirror up to judge you. It will help you get better. I know you mean it when you say you love me. I have heard your whispered promises, your prayers, and the times when you really gave up. But my child, your heart floats like a leaf on water that is moving. Every fear, demand, and new worry that comes with the day pulls it away. You come back to me and then you drift off again. I'm not making fun of you for this. I'm giving it a name because names can heal. You said to yourself, if I work harder, think better, and pray more, I will finally get it right. You have been responsible while carrying loads that were. First, look at the trying. Your goal has been to get better without my help. Too heavy for humans to handle. You wanted results without a connection, peace without being there, and a blessing without giving up. The road got rougher every time you ran ahead of me. I didn't want you to fall. I wanted you to look for me. Take a look at the button now. You have a tight grip on your life because you think that if you could control everything, you would finally be safe. But kids, being in charge never meant being safe. It was fear hiding behind a brave face. You were never meant to be in charge of the storm. It was meant for you to rest with the one who controls the waves and the wind. You got more tired as you tightened your grip. You already know this. Look at the pride that says, I can handle this by myself, and the anger that stays because of the hurts other people caused you. You say you've let them go. You've touched it and felt it. But you still have them. Take a look at the guilt you hide, the shame you've never told anyone out loud. I can see everything, every room that is locked and everything that is buried. Please pay attention. I'm not turned off by any of it. I came just for this. I heal those who are hurting. I set slaves free. That's what I am. Because of the past, you don't believe in my love. You think that I can't reach you because of what you did or what was done to you. It didn't. I looked after you as you ran. I could find you even when you tried to hide. I have never looked at you and then turned away. Not a single one. I called you mine even when you were at your worst. You tell yourself, I trust you, but trust is more than just words. Trust me when you give me something you don't understand. It lets go of the question why and accepts my answer of when. You were afraid that giving up would mean losing who you are. It doesn't. You finally find yourself when you give up. Because you were never meant to carry your life around with you like luggage. They were meant to carry you, so put it down now. Bring all of your worries, your anger, your exhaustion, and your plans to me. You hold on to them because letting go feels like falling. I'm not going to turn you away. I've never turned you down. I went a long way to get you back and my hands still show it. Those marks don't mean you've been hurt, they show how much I value you. Don't try to earn what I've already given you. Worked hard for years for a love that was already yours before you did anything. My grace doesn't depend on how good you are. The key is that you have to be ready to receive it. My child, stop trying to get things and start getting them. If you try harder for 10 years, that one change will really help you. Take another look at yourself in the mirror and this time see what I see. When you see failure, I see someone who is still standing after fights that no one else saw. The places you see as weak are the exact places where I see my strength. I see parts of the story that haven't been written yet, while you see the whole thing is too far along. You're not having the worst season. You're not the words that people who didn't see your worth said over you. Now, let me do something for you that you could never do for yourself. Let me clean up what guilt has made dirty. Let me soften what hurt has become hard. Let me open the doors that fear has locked slowly, one door at a time, as fast as your heart can handle. Let the tears come if they want to as I work, they're not weak. These things are letting go of things that were too tight for too long. You were never meant to get better, you were meant to be whole when I was with you. You are no longer allowed to act like there is no difference today. Come just the way you are, not cleaned up or calm. That is the only way anyone has ever really come to me. My child, don't hurry to leave this place. Very few people are this honest, and when they are, they should be given some time to breathe. You just saw yourself without the armor, and you were still standing there loved in mine. That should tell you something by itself. The truth about you was never more dangerous than when you hid it. From now on, be honest, because that's what I'll use to build you up. This honest look isn't the end of the mirror. It is the start of a new thought process. If you stay here with me, one day you'll be able to look at yourself and see someone who was deeply loved, fully known, and fully forgiven. I've seen that face the whole time. Say I give up. If you're ready to stop carrying this by yourself, let me now answer the question that has been bothering you the most. Where was I when it hurt the most? You asked it when you were mad and tired. Both in prayer and in the dark, you have asked it nicely. It needs an answer, and I'll give it to you. On the nights when your chest hurt and you couldn't breathe, I was there, not watching from afar. I was there. God, if you are real, please don't leave me, you said into the darkness. I didn't leave. I stayed until the next morning. Since then, I've stayed clear's throat every night. You felt alone, not because there wasn't anyone there, but because pain is louder than presence. It's not the same thing as being abandoned, and you've never been the second of those two. You thought that God wasn't listening to your prayers. Some of them were answered in ways you don't understand yet. When you asked for a door that stayed shut, I would often give you that door because I knew what was behind it. People who left when you asked them to stay were not as important to your future as they were to your fear. So I let them go. You said that these were losses. Some of them were found and saved. I didn't like seeing you hurt, my child. Pay close attention to that because your religion may have taught you something different. I didn't send you pain to teach you a lesson or break your heart as a package with a secret message inside. This world is broken and it got to you just like it got to everyone else. I refuse to throw any of it away. You have been through a lot, but I can turn everything around for the better. That's not the same as making it happen. That's fixing it. Imagine a field that hasn't been planted in a season. If you only look at it briefly, it seems abandoned, pointless, and forgotten. But the ground is getting stronger again below. Some of your empty seasons were just that, empty. They weren't punishments or abandonments. They were times when the ground was being fixed below the surface, out of sight of everyone except you. That season was judged by what it grew. I judge them by how well they healed. Think about a river too. It's not a straight line all the way to the sea. It goes around a stone, goes backwards, speeds up, and slows down, and so on. As the water finds its true path, it makes turns that look like detours. Your path has changed in ways you didn't intend. There were times when it moved slowly and times when it moved quickly. All of it, though, has been moving towards something. You're further along than you think. You were most upset by my silence. You saw it as either not being there or, even worse, not caring. Silence can be found in an empty house or when someone is sitting next to a sleeping loved one and is present and alert but doesn't say anything because there is. But there are times when nothing is said, my child. Nothing to say at this time. The second kind of silence I used was mine. I never left. I was almost done, but I wasn't yet. It was when someone you trusted betrayed you that I stayed honest. After dark, when you were scared, but couldn't explain what you were scared of, I stayed until the fear left. I didn't rush you through your grief or give you neat answers when it made you feel hollow. I sat in it with you. That's what love does. Love doesn't always get better quickly. There are times when love just won't leave. Look at your scars, both the ones you can see and the ones you can't. You've seen them as signs of damage. Take another look at them. Every scar is an area that has already healed. There is no such thing as an open wound on a scar. It's the sign of a healed wound. You lived through something you thought would kill you, and you weren't by yourself. In every fall that didn't kill you, my hand was under you. You've also asked why some of my help got here so late in your eyes. I don't keep track of time like you do, though. You keep track of days. I think about being ready the right time, and 100 other things that move that you can't see from where you are. You didn't have your hands free yet, so I held back some things. There were some things I put off because you would have lost more money by being early than by being late. No delay was caused by neglect, not a single one. You were in danger, but they never got to you, and you'll never know their names. There were paths you didn't take that would have broken you. Choices that didn't work out in the end, which made me feel like I failed. But was my hand quietly blocking a way that would take you somewhere you couldn't spend money on? You thank me for the good things you can see. Soon you'll be glad I warned you about all the bad things that could happen. Take the question you've been carrying around, where were you? And finally give it an answer. I was in the room where you got the worst news. It was after midnight and the kitchen was empty. I was on the long way home when you got lost and couldn't be seen. I was there and I'm now. The same presence that helped you get through the ending will also help you get through the beginning. You can trust the author even if you don't understand every letter. Just know that I've never let go of you and I never will. What you went through did not hurt your chances. It didn't make you go against my plan. I still call you mine and carry you. And the road ahead of you is different from the road behind you. Say goodbye to the old accusation that you were forgotten. We will never forget you. You were held every hour that you thought you were on your own. Take a deep breath. Let it reach the wound that hurts the most. After a long wait for the truth, my child, we have finally reached the reason for everything. The break and the mirror, the long answer to the question you asked before. All of these things have led me to one open door and one choice. I didn't just stop you today to make you feel better, I had to stop you to call you. Right now, there is an open door in front of you. You can't touch this door. One that feels more real than anything you've ever touched. It's the door facing me backwards. Not the middle distance you've been living at, which is close enough to remember me, but far enough to stay in charge. I want the whole amount back. I'm not going to act like this door is always open. In the same way, I told you the truth when I said that seasons change and windows close. It's not because my love ends. No matter how much I love you, there will never be a time like this again. Hearts don't stay soft by accident. You're soft now. It's time to listen. Now is the time to move while it's still easy to do so. One sincere yes. That is the whole distance between you and what I'm going to talk about. Listen to what's waiting for you after you say yes. From season to season, the weight that has been sitting on your chest like a stone will start to lift. Not all at once, but really, the confusion that has been going around in your head will start to go away. When the sun rises, the fog goes away. Fears that have been keeping you up at night will slowly but surely go away one by one. This is not a poetic promise, my child. This is what I do. I am the God who changes tides and makes roads open again. What was hurt in you will be fixed. What was taken from you will be given back to you in more ways than one. Things that were held up will move again, and some of them will move quickly because they were never stuck. It was ready. I'll go ahead of you into days you've been afraid to think about. I'm going to level what's against you. I will shut up what accused you. Family after family has done this, and I haven't changed. But I won't force you to say yes. Love can only be welcomed into a heart, not forced. So the enemy of your soul is telling you that you can make up your mind later. Even though this is the last hour of this word, he has seen the whole fight and is now reaching for his only weapon, which is delay. His whisper will help you find him soon tomorrow when things calm down. He's been singing that song over you for years and it's cost you years, not now. You can see the trick coming this time. There is no promise of tomorrow in your hands, my child. Everything you've ever had is now, and now is just enough. I'm not asking you to be perfect for the rest of your life today. Today, I'm asking for this moment of giving up. Moments like this one which are unique, honest, and can't be repeated make up lives. So don't go home to a building or a set of rules. Come home to me. Come back to the person who made you and the voice that has been with you through all the wilderness. The love that would never let you go. You've been lost for too long. The battles you fought were not yours. And the loads I put on your back were not mine. Put them down on the edge. They don't come in this door. They never would have. And you should change the way you walk when you go through. Take care of the peace we found today. Every day, even if it's just for a short time, go back to it because that's where you'll hear me best when the noise starts up again. And it will let it find you rooted. Do not give in to the old numbness when it tries to touch you. Remember what it cost you and stand firm. You're not the same person you were an hour ago. Act like it. Invite other people to pray with you. Say peace over the people you love and carry, even if they don't know it. Some of what I start in you today will reach them through the things you say, the way you act, and the way you walk into a room. A life that is healed is never healed by itself. A few light spills. Let yours. There will be days in the morning when you question this moment. Feelings always go away, so this one will, too. You'll also wonder if any of it was real. Remember this when that morning comes. Truth doesn't change when we feel something. What I said today wasn't a feeling. It was a word, and my words don't come back empty. They do the things I tell them to do. It was sent to bring you home, and it did. I'm not telling you to change who you are. I want you to become the person you are already beneath the fear, the striving, and the years of taking deep breaths. That person has been waiting for you inside you the whole time, like a seed in the ground in the winter. Get ready for one warm season. This is the heat. Now is the time. Get into it. So, I'm going to pause. Heaven is getting close. Everything I've said is now complete in front of you. Every promise was kept and all the doors were opened. What's left is yours to give. And it's the smallest and biggest thing I could ever ask of you. Your yes, not the yes of tomorrow the days. Please give it to me right now in your own voice and words. I am listening to you the same way I have all my life, with all of me all the way. As soon as you speak, I will answer, not with thunder, but with peace that will settle over you like evening light. After that, we'll walk forward together from now on. We will go into the future that I have saved for you. When I called, you stopped. You stayed until the end. You heard something that most people never pay attention to. Now finish what you started right now, and don't look back at the life you're leaving behind. What's ahead is much better. My child, I love you. In 1,000 quiet ways, I've said it, and today I said it out loud. Bring it with you. Add to it. Take a break in it. It will stay put. Lord, say yes. Now that I've picked you, take that first step through the open door. Have a great day. In the dark, when it gets cold again and night falls on your heart, I'll be there with you through all the pain. In the dark, when it gets cold again and night falls on your heart, I'll be there with you through all the pain. In the dark, when it gets cold again and night falls on your heart, I'll be there with you through all the pain. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our Ko-fi community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself. Jesus says, this is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. Before we get to the end of this powerful story, let's reflect on this deep truth. You did not find this message by accident. You are being invited into a protected, faith-filled community at the link in the description and pinned comment place, where divine abundance is not just a hope. This is a divine appointment meant specifically for you, but a promise built on the Word. By heading to the site right now, you are unlocking access to a sacred community of like-minded believers. When you join our membership tiers, you gain immediate entry to powerful content, daily devotions, and divine insights that are hidden from the world. This is your chance to enter a sanctuary where you will receive spiritual guidance, unwavering support on our prayer wall, and speedy progress toward your destiny. Do not let this moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. Join our inner circle through the exclusive link in the description. This is how you guarantee you never miss the personalized messages and spiritual warfare tools meant to elevate your life. If you feel called to deepen your connection, the link is waiting for you in both the pinned comment and the description. For those who want to amplify this work and carry the light home, you can find our guided ebooks and Bibles in the pinned comment. Whether you join as a member or sow a seed through our resources, your presence and energy change the world. Take this step. Your abundance awaits. You are about to enter your divine future. But remember, this breakthrough is not for you alone. Your testimony is the bridge someone else will use to reach their own miracle. Archangel Michael is inviting you to visit community through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. By joining our like-minded community, you are no longer praying in isolation. You are adding your voice to a global sanctuary where we discuss the word daily and stand in the gap for one another. This is not poetry. When Jesus says, "Give, and heaven will open over you." On this platform, every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and a hedge of safety for your family. Now is your time. Step into our community prayer wall. Share your heart, and as you give, watch God multiply what you let go of. Let's finish this journey together. Visit Out Community now. Join the family and see your heavens open.